This guy made over $30,000 by posting 5 times a week on LinkedIn, but he spent hours researching and writing every post. That's why I built this AI agent that generates expert-level LinkedIn posts that make you look like the go-to person who's always ahead of the trend. And it does it 100% automatic. Don't make the mistake in using ChatGPT to generate LinkedIn posts. It won't work. Instead, tap into the goldmine that's already under your nose. Newsletters. They are free, well-researched, and always on top of the trend. That's why this AI agent uses newsletters as the source. Here's how it works. Just subscribe to a few newsletters in your industry. Then add those newsletter email addresses into the AI agent. And now each time you receive a newsletter, the AI agent reads it, searches the web for supporting real-time data, and then turns that into one professional, engaging post and a captivating image. And finally, it publishes it to your profile. And you only set it up once, and then it runs fully hands-off. And the only thing left for you to do is to reply to all the opportunities you are receiving. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to build this AI agent, even if you've never built something like that before. If you want to skip the setup and get this AI agent running instantly, you can grab my pre-built templates. It's available inside my AI automations and agents template collection, where you find a wide range of AI agents and automations. Stick around till the end because I'll also break down exactly how much running this AI agent costs. You can get free access to this document that contains all the links and prompts we will be using. Just click on the first link below this video. Then you just enter your name and your best email. Check this box, click on Get Access. Then you will be presented with a special offer to get the growing library of AI agent automations for a discount while your setup resources were sent to your inbox. It could take a few minutes for the email to appear. Now make sure to also check your promotions tab or spam folder, then drag it to primary, click on yes to receive future messages, and then you can open that, and here you find your download resources with the setup document and all other resources for any other video I ever published. And there you just go to the corresponding video and then click on that, and then here is your... The first step we need is to set up a platform on N8N. That's the AI agent building platform we will be using. You can click on Get Started and sign up for a free 14-day trial. Once you're logged in, you will be seeing this dashboard. And here you click on Create Workflow. The first step of any AI agent or automation is always a trigger. That's what starts it. In our case, we want to monitor our email inbox, in this case a Gmail inbox, for new newsletters we're receiving. So if you don't already have it, you just sign up for a free Gmail account, and then you just basically sign up to a few industry related newsletters if you haven't already. And then once you start to receive the first newsletter, which usually arrives right away, then you can go back here and we can set up this and connect your account. So we click on Create New Credential and then here sign in with Google. And then I just sign in with the same Gmail account that I have just created for myself, where I get all these industry newsletters. And then it will be connected. Click on Allow, Continue. Great, successful. And now the poll time, so it checks every minute if there are new newsletters. Next, we go to Filters. Here we add. First, we add a search field. So this is where we need to define, okay, what newsletters do I want to monitor? So let's scroll here, and there's where I need to paste this in. And then I go to my inbox, and here I have a few newsletters I want to use. So for example, one is this, and then I just grab the email address and paste it in here. You could add as many as you want, right? And then I will just make this and read again. Then I have another one, for example, this. Grab that. And that's it. I could add more, but for me that's enough. And now I also want to add another filter. That's the read status. Unread emails only, so only the new ones, right? So that's it. And now I can already trigger it. So if I click on Fetch Event, it should get me the latest unread email from any of these newsletters or senders. Let's see what we have here. We have this stop wasting ChatGPT prompts, right? And that's the latest unread email. So it's this one. So if I would activate, for example, this, make it unread again, then it should get me this, because that's later, or that's the newer one. It's newer than this one. Yeah, you see that's August 21, and that's August 22. So if I trigger it again, it should get me this with this podcast subject line. Let's see here. And I think it's the right one. Yes, you see here, subject line podcast. That's it. So and now it works. Next comes already the AI agent part. So that's here, just select AI agent. And that's the heart of it. That's the brain of it. And here we need a few things. First, we need define below what is the prompt user message. That's just the input of our AI agent. I just want to say, hey, newsletter text. That's all it needs to know. What is the newsletter text? Because that's the basis of the post it will generate. And I can grab it from here. You see text. It doesn't matter if it has a little bit messy code in it. And it is an HTML formatted newsletter. That's okay. Then need to add options, system message. And this is where the magic happens. This is where we tell the agent, hey, you're a social media content expert. Your job is to transform any newsletter into engaging insights for LinkedIn posts. And then you have access, then that's what we talk about, to an SerpAPI tool, right? We will deal with that in a few seconds to search relevant data for this newsletter topic. And then also, here's the process, what you need to do. Extract the newsletter text and the insights, the most valuable takeaways. Now, mandatory. Use the search tool to find real-time data that supports this newsletter content. Then A3, like next step, create one comprehensive LinkedIn post and then a few formatting rules, what it should look like and so on. You could modify this any way you want. And then number 4, create one image. So I gave it 3 examples, 4 image prompts, which I will need then to turn it into an image that I can publish along with the post. And each time it should choose randomly, right, any of these styles. So I have a mix of different styles with my different posts. And then I have return the output in a specific format. This is important, which you will realize next also, because we need to separate those values, the post and the image prompt. And now let's go back here. And now let's paste here the entire prompt, switch this to expressions, and there we have it here. So that's all we need to do for that. Now, before we can trigger it, there are a few things we need to connect here. First, we need to connect a chat model. This is the brain. Actually, that is the access to an AI functionality, and there we can choose a range of models. I will use OpenAI, and to use it, you first need to connect the OpenAI account. It's very simple. Here, we just go to this link, platform.openai.com. And there you can sign up with the same credentials that you use for ChatGPT. And then you go to settings. You go to billing, add a few credits. But as you will see in the cost breakdown at the end of the video, it's really cheap to use. It just costs a few cents to use for each published post. And then API keys. And here we click on create a new key. Give it any name. It doesn't really matter. Select default project, create key, copy that, and then paste it in here. Click save. Good. Now we can choose the model we want to use. Now you could use GPT-4 mini. That's the cheapest model. However, for posts, I want to have a more optimized model, GPT 4.1, to generate well-written and engaging text. Now we can add a memory here so that the AI agent can basically remember it sometimes needs to generate the posts in a few steps, and so it doesn't forget the newsletter content and stuff like that. I like to add this here. So this is just the ID, the key here. That's it. And then you need to add the tool. And this is where we add the online research tool, which is called SerpAPI. And here you need to connect your account. Now that's free to use. First, let's go back here to this platform, SerpAPI.com. And this is where you just sign up for a free account. I'm just going to log in. And once you're signed in, you can go to API key. And here you see the key, copy that, paste it in here, click save. And that's all you need to do here. That's just Now you have given your AI agent the ability to search the web. And that's where this tool feature is so powerful, because there are lots of tools you could add and make your AI agent smarter and also more capable of completing lots of different tasks for you, accessing lots of different tasks. Now let's click save. And now we can already execute it. So we have already fetched a newsletter from before. And now if I click on execute step, let's go out here. You see, it accesses the search tool to search the web for relevant data. And then it generates a post for me, right? With an image prompt. Good. However, the output, right? It's like one block of text, but I want to split it out and clean out a few of these characters that I don't want to have. And that's why I have a clean function here that comes next, which is this one. So I just copy that I created with ChatGPT. I didn't code it myself. And then here I go and add code node. This is where I can just paste that. I call this clean. Now when I trigger it, and now I see there's a small mistake, and this is why the naming is good, is important. So I need to change this to Gmail trigger, because when I built it, I had a different name, and it already shows me that, because that's the trigger that gets the data, right? And then it should work. As you see here, now it works. So it's really important to always have the names. So I will change this for you, so you're not getting this error here. But you've already seen here, we have this now nicely separated out, right? So we have the image prompt and we have the LinkedIn posts already complete and in separate values. That's important. It's no longer a block of text. Click save. And now we can already generate the image. To generate the image, we use what's currently one of the most powerful image generation AI models, which is called GPT Image 1 from OpenAI. And to get this in our system here, we need to add an HTTP request node. That's what I like to use. So there's also the ability to add this directly here. If I go to OpenAI here, and I could say generate image, and then they have GPT Image 1. But I have found I get better results if I use this as an HTTP request. So that's why we are doing it this way, but you could try the other method as well. So here, just call this generate image, and plus you also learn it, right? For example, if there is no direct integration between the tool and this automation platform, you always use the HTTP request node, and then you can just let ChatGPT or Claude tell you, okay, how do I connect this and so on. So in my case, I've already figured this out with ChatGPT, which you can just copy and paste here from this document. This is the URL. Needs to go in here. You need to click on send headers. This is usually where I need to paste in a few credentials. Authorization, that's the first one. Then we have bearer here, and then we need to put in the API key again that I have already used for my AI agent node. Then another parameter. So this is just to tell it, okay, this is the content or the file type, the content structure you will receive from me, which in this case is application JSON. And then we have send body. And here we use JSON, and this is where we send this prompt or this JSON data that will turn it into an image. And you see it's already green, so this is the model we use. And here you can change the dimensions if you want to. So this is now the vertical format. So if you want to have a different format, you can see this here, different sizes are mentioned here. So in this document, which I will also link up for you here. So you can check this out, what all the things you can do with this image model. Let's go back. For me, that's enough now. Okay, good. I can already click execute step. You see, if this wouldn't be green. Now you see here, if I make it larger, this is where we have the prompt. So this is the image prompt that the AI agent gave me. Now you could also, if for whatever reason some of the things are not green, or if you want to change things, right? Normally you just take this variable here, drag it in here, and make sure it's green. However, in this case, what we need to do, you would need to add this part, convert to string. Because if I don't do this, it could happen that, for example, here you see, there are these quotations, and quotations, this would give you syntax errors. And that's why when you ever have like a text or whatever, and you have quotations or special characters, you need to add this here to string, and then this is turned into a string, and then it works and you don't get issues. Now I can click execute step. I can take a few minutes now, and in the meantime I can add the next node, which is a convert to file node, and I want to have this. And here I already have something prepared that you need to paste, because the image generation node gives me some sort of data structure. It doesn't give me the final image. And this convert to file node turns it into an image. That's why we need that. Click save. Now we see it was successful. There's a check mark. I'll already go directly to this. Click on execute step, and then this piece of code is turned into the actual image, as you see here. That's basically a summary. That's the image, a summary of the most important point of the newsletter. Great, so now we have everything. Now we could actually already publish it to LinkedIn. So let's add the LinkedIn node. So here it's good, LinkedIn has a direct integration with N8N. That's why I can just select it here. Now I just need to connect my LinkedIn account. So just click on connect my account. I will be prompted to sign up with my LinkedIn account. Click sign in, and then it's going to be connected. So I've already done this. I think it's that account, and then it will load my name. Post, operation is create a post. Here we have the text. The text is just the LinkedIn post. Drag it in here. The media category is image. And here we select binary file and data. Good. Now if I click execute step, it will publish it to LinkedIn. Now let's go to my LinkedIn account, see if it was published. You can see here, this is the post it generated. It looks really good, along with this. Perfect, right? It's now a newsletter turned into a post enriched with real data from the web search, and it's published. So it's almost done, but I also want to receive a confirmation, because I only set this automation up once, right? And then it's constantly running every day, and I don't want to have to check it. The only thing I want to receive is like a notification on my phone. Hey, this post was published, right? Whenever, so I know, okay, what's going to be published, and I know when it is going to be published, and what is the post text, what is the image that's going to be published, and only I can like look at my phone. I don't even have to check LinkedIn, and that's what I use a Telegram for. It's a messaging app that you can connect here, and it can send me notifications, and it can send me the posts that are published. So the first I want to do is send a text message here. Now I need to connect it first, create a new credential. Now to do this, first we need to go in here. Let's go to the top. I go to Telegram. If you don't already have the app on your computer, you can download it, and also to your phone. So you receive the notification, and once you've done it, you can open it. And then here you search for bot father, and it's the top one. Click on start, and there you click on new bot. Okay, I see I can't add new bot, so I need to delete the bot. So this can happen if you have lots of bots. So what I need to do is I just go to delete bot, and then I pick any bot I want to delete. So if this ever happens, you already see how it works. So basically in the bot father, you manage all the bots. Now I can click on new bot again, and now I can give it a name. Newsletter to post, right? Already copy that, because now I need to attach the word bot. Click on that access HTTP token. This is what we need to paste in here. Click save. Done. Now we need chat ID. Now you get the chat ID by going to user info bot. So basically you go in here and you just go user info bot here, type this in here, and then click on that. And this will give you the ID. The ID is the same for all of your bots. So click on that, copy that, paste it in here. And now I can put in the text. So this is just the notification I want to receive is just, hey, this post was just published. So I need to switch this to expressions. And then I can basically, I could say, okay, newsletter, right? And I can drag in the newsletter subject line if I want to. So I have some idea, okay, where does this paste come from, this post? And here I can do post text. And then I go back to the top to clean. And here's my post text. Perfect. Now if I click execute step, I should receive this, right? First I need to go to bot file again. Here I need to click on the newsletter bot, click on start. Here, click on execute step. And now you see the post was published. So this is what I also receive on my phone as a notification. So that's good. And I also want to see the image, right, that was published. So I will add a new node here. Add node Telegram. And here we need to have send a photo message. Now connected also to this bot that I have. I need to send chat ID. So, but what I will need to do, I need to connect it here. Basically here. Because as you will see, here I need to have, this is the file, right? This is the image. It needs to be directly in front of this node so I can activate binary file and data. This is what this basically is. So that gets the image directly from that. Here I need the chat ID again, which we have, I actually have it already in the other one. So I just grab it from here. Chat ID. I click execute step. And you see, it sends me also the image, good. Now, what I also need to do is I need to mark this email as read, right? So in this case, it used, and if I go to promotions, it used this, it used this email, this newsletter term to my post. And I need to mark this as that this has read it. So it doesn't, the next time it runs, it doesn't take the same newsletter again, right? And this we also use Gmail. And here the operation is just mark message as read. Same Gmail account, good. No, Gmail account. This was number 9. And then I need the message ID. The message ID comes from here. So that's all I need to do. And click execute step. Okay, now it's publishing the post again because it triggers it again. But I will just delete one of them. So delete this so I don't have the same post twice. Then I can see, okay, if I reload this, this newsletter should now be marked as read. Let's see. Go to promotions and you see it's no longer bold, and bold in Gmail means it's unread. So everything it clicks, so if I click on that and go back, okay, now it's red, right? That's why it's no longer bold. And that's what it did for me with that. So that's good. So it marks it as read, which is basically marking it as processed. Now the setup is complete. The only thing left to do is to switch this to active, maybe modify that trigger. So it really depends, right? How many newsletters have you added and how many posts do you want to have on your LinkedIn profile? So I wouldn't probably run it every minute. It's not really required. So you could say every hour and every minute of the hour, or you could say, okay, every X, or you could say it runs every day, right? At, I don't know, this is just the time of the day. So this would be every day at 10 a.m. it runs. It finds, okay, have I received a new newsletter? And then if I have, process it, publish the post. And the next day, it takes the next newest newsletter you have received. In this case, you will have like one published post every day if you have one new newsletter every day in your inbox, right? You can just subscribe to as many newsletters as you want, then add them here. If you want to add another one, just type in or and then add here the next newsletter, right? And you can continue as much as you want. Let's talk about our costs. How much does it cost you to run this automation? So here's the cost per post, per single post. The AI agent that turns the newsletter into the post. So this text processing and generation, 7 cents. The image generation for the post image, 17 cents. The web search is basically free, so you get 250 searches a month for free. So yeah, and usually it uses 1 to 2 searches per post. So that means you can have like 125 posts a month at least, well researched with the free plan. That's more than enough. And then you have total cost per post. It's just almost like 25 cents, and you didn't have to do anything. Don't do any research, no post generation, even no manual publishing to LinkedIn. And now we have a pricing plan or a volume, so you get an idea, okay, how much posts cost what each month. So 10 posts a month would cost you totally just $2.50. 30 posts, like 1 post a day, around $7.40. And here, if you have 60 posts a month, that's like two high quality LinkedIn posts with image and text. That's almost $15. So it's still very cheap compared how much time it saves you and the results you and the opportunities it could generate for you. If you want to see more videos like this where I show you how to build this highly effective AI agent systems without any prior technical knowledge, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos.